Welcome to Unit 1. In this video, we'll be taking a look at working within the private security industry. So let's take a look at the main characteristics of the private security industry. So the first thing we'll take a look at is what is the key purpose of the private security industry. The key purpose of the private security industry is to prevent and detect crime and unauthorized activities. So, how do we do this? We can do this by using CCTV, the presence of uniformed guards and visible security signs. Another key purpose is to prevent and reduce loss, waste and damage. How do we do this? We do this by protecting life, reducing loss of goods from shoplifting, burglary and pilfering, reduce damage to buildings and contents. Now another key purpose is to monitor and respond to safety risks. How do we do this? There are many ways in which we can do this. We can do this by controlling site access, performing searches, supervising premises evacuations and responding to emergencies. Another key purpose is to provide personal and appropriate protection systems for people, property and premises. Now let's take a look at the SIA. What are the functions of the Security Industry Authority? One of the functions of the SIA is to protect the public and to regulate the security industry. They do this via licensing and industry regulations. Another function of the SIA is to raise industry standards. They do this by the SIA approved contractor scheme and the licensing of all regulated security businesses. And the SIA also monitor the activities and effectiveness of those working in the private security industry. And trust me guys, they really do this. I've seen them do it. So how do they do this? The SIA do this with inspections and updating and improving legislation. So a recent example of this is door supervisors will soon have to have a first aid qualification in order to obtain a license. Another SIA function is to set and approve standards of conduct, training and supervision within the industry. So let's take a look at how this is done. The SIA sets standards of behaviour, regulation of training providers and training programs. Another function of the SIA is to keep under review the private security industry and the operation of legislative framework. Now let's take a look at some of the standards of behaviour that are required from a security operative. First of all, we've got personal appearance. You need smart, presentable attire, you need to meet employers' guidelines and carry your SIA licence whilst you're on duty. Now that's a big one, you have to make sure you've got your licence with you at all times. Professional attitudes and skills. As a door supervisor, you must act without discrimination, you must act with professionalism, courtesy, professional integrity and be understanding. Also, as a door supervisor, you must use moderate language, show alertness. You've always got to be alert of the situation around you and fitness for work. You have to be fit and ready for the job. You could be on your feet 12 hours a day. And that brings us to general conduct. So you must never accept any form of bribery, never abuse the power of authority, do not drink alcohol or be under the influence of alcohol or drugs whilst on duty. As a door supervisor, you must comply with employer and regulator codes of practice and guidelines. And also you should adhere to your employer's standards, procedures and policies and have an awareness of your employer's culture and values. The security industry is huge, so let's take a look at the different sectors within the private security industry. Let's take a look at the licensed sectors in man guarding. So some of these licensable activities are vehicle immobilisation, so you might see like wheel clampers and stuff like that. Security guards, you need to have a license to be a security guard. Same with door supervisors, so if you work on licensed premises, you'll need a door supervision. CCTV operators, if you're operating CCTV. Close protection, also known as bodyguards. Cash and valuables in transit, you've seen these guys moving money to and from banks and stuff. And key holding, if you're holding on to keys for properties and stuff. Now there are other sectors as well. So we've got the private investigations. If you're a private investigator, we've got event security, including stewarding. So you'll see them at football grounds. Electronic security. So we're talking like systems. We've got fire security systems. Dog handling. You've seen dog handlers going around, sniffer dogs, guard dogs. Now let's take a look at what are the benefits of linking with crime reduction initiatives. Now, some of these initiatives you probably would have already heard of. So you've got your National Pub Watch, Local Pub Watch Initiative, Crimestopper, and we've also got partnership working initiatives. This is fantastic, you know, linking radios with other venues, sharing information. If you've just barred somebody and they're heading to their venue, you can warn them and let them know. Another great initiative is cooperating with your local authority or your local police force, you know, liaising with them, sharing information, you know, about any incidents, etc. So let's take a look at the benefits. Benefits are: it reduces the opportunity for crime to take place. It improves security of vulnerable targets. This can also help improve the environment for your customers and also your working environment. It also removes the means to commit a crime. It'll also give you increased knowledge to support or monitor activities. And it can also reduce the risk of crime to your own employer. Thank you very much for watching. Watch as many times as you can to absorb the information. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notifications of new videos to keep you up to date.